have found my tribe, or I should really say, my tribe has found me. Now, who is my tribe? My tribe are downsizers. What are downsizers? Downsizers are individuals, usually mature adults, that are looking to sell a house or sell a co-op or a condo, whatever it may be. They're going through major life experiences and usually transitions, and they need help in a variety of fashions. Downsizers have been gravitating to me because of, one, my experience, and just how I conduct myself and why I conduct myself in the way that I do, right? I am a real estate broker that is more focused on the relationship with my clients. Sure, we do deals every day, we do transactions, but to me, there's more purpose to what we do every day. Hence the name of our company, Century 21 Shared Purpose, and Shares of New York is our team, right? So it's all for the purpose and the shared purpose with our clients. But we have to get to know our clients. We have to have a relationship with them. And that usually just doesn't happen immediately. That happens over time. So my clients usually come to me after they've been watching a lot of my videos. They get a lot of my marketing. They see the way that I have handled myself or conducted myself along the way. Or a lot of it comes from referrals from other people that I have worked with because of the way I conducted myself in those relationships. And I'm really excited about that because it's really heartwarming to know that the work that we do is really having an impact. And we try really hard across the board to do a whole variety of things, which I'm going to explain, that really, make our clients comfortable and let them know that we really care. And certainly our expertise really shines and our experience shines through doing all of that. So, what are some of the key things that either our experience or our expertise really can help with people? So first and foremost, just on a human level, when we're dealing with our clients and the downsizers, it is really, really important to make our clients the most important person in the room, right? We're there for them. It's not about us coming and talking about we're the best broker, we've done this many sales, we've done X, Y, and Z. We're not talking about our allocates. A lot of times I don't even bring listing presentations. I come empty-handed, just coming to talk to my clients, really, because I want them to talk. I want to learn as much as I can from you, my clients, right? I want you to talk 80, 90% of the time so I could learn, so I could answer all of your questions. I can respond to what you're asking of me. There's always time to provide you with all of my information, accolades and testimonials and historical sales and all of that. My feeling is all that stuff comes along with me just being who I am, and I can always send you that stuff. So for me, it's really about getting to know my clients, what they're thinking about in their lives, because a lot of times they're thinking about transacting and selling their home. Sometimes they don't want to. Sometimes my clients have to sell their home because of life instances, because they could not be well. They could be, getting too old to be in their current home. Sometimes people live in 2-story homes or 3-story homes, and downsizers, one of the key things for downsizers is they want to be on one level. They don't want to have stairs anymore. They don't want to go up and down stairs. Downsizers typically don't want to have large expenses of their house anymore. They want to go into a smaller home. That's probably 80% of the time. There are, I would say, 20% of the time where downsizers actually, they're reverse downsizers. They are ready to downsize out of their house, but they may be buying something bigger because they want that house towards the end of their life to be where everyone comes and visits them, right? So it's a reverse downsize, which is a funny name for it. But they're not, they're not buying a larger home like a first-time home buyer, right? For that purpose. They're doing it for the later part of their years where they want to be able to have their family come to them for holidays and have extra rooms for grandkids and all that type of stuff. And they have the resources to do it. So it works for that, smaller segment of the population. So that's a little unique. But back to, typical downsizers that people typically know about, which is folks that that want to relieve themselves of some expense, or they want to just have a smaller home. They don't want to have to take care of landscaping, the home itself, from all the repairs and maintenance. If they've been living in a home for a long time, there's a lot of repairs and maintenance that comes along with maintaining a home on an ongoing basis. Downsizers typically don't want to do that stuff anymore. They want to just make their life easier. They may just want to travel, and they may want to move from a house into an apartment, whether a co-op or a condo. They can just lock the door, go away for 2 months, and not have to worry about their home, right? So there are a whole variety of reasons why downsizers may want to sell their house or their co-op. Someone who's selling a co-op or condo is typically someone that is relocating out of state, either to a warmer area, or they're moving closer to their family because they need help from family and resources and things like that. A downsizer isn't going to sell a co-op or a condo and go into a house, right? That typically doesn't work. A lot of times, and unfortunately, downsizers are people that have to sell their house because they're not well, and they may have to go into a facility that's going to be able to help them better than being in a house or an apartment where they have aides and medical attention, where they could, help them with some of their medical issues. Sometimes someone's living alone in a house or an apartment, and they just need not only an aid, but they need, other people and other human interaction around them. So they have to go into a facility that's going to help them and provide all of those. Now, none of those are negative items, right? Some people may feel that way. I certainly don't feel that way. Everyone has a certain part of their life that they're getting to, and they have to make adjustments, right? So for my clients, the reason downsizers are coming to me because we're compassionate. We have empathy. We know about their situation. We've done this many, many times over, and we care. And most importantly, we're patient and we listen. And we don't necessarily tell them what to do. We hear what they want to do. We distill the information, and then we give them options of the things that they can do or should do. Certainly, we'll give our opinion as if they're a family member and make a recommendation from our opinions, but we leave the decision to them. This is about their life. So we want them to make their life decisions, right? I'm not even talking about real estate yet. Real estate we're going to talk about in a minute. But right now, I'm really explaining why downsizers are coming to us is because of all those characteristics that I just named. And there are plenty more of why they feel like they can trust us. That is a huge component of this, that they feel like we're a family member, that we're really looking out for their best interest, that we really want to help them. Now, we may be dealing with and talking to a whole variety of family members in addition to the homeowner, right? Because kids, relatives, whoever have been confidants and have been helping their, family member, mother, father, aunt, whatever it may be, and they want to be involved in the process. That's fine with me. I like that. It's like I'm a team player. I've been playing baseball my entire life, sports my entire life. I played, college baseball. I am a great team player. So to have more people, that's just fine for me because that's just more information for me to gather. And when I'm in those situations, yes, I lead, but I sit back and I hear everyone. But because of my style of cooperating with like a family group, they know that I listen most of the time. So when it's time for me to speak or say something, they usually listen to me. And one of the most amazing things, and that is so gratifying for me, is that most of my, if not all, of my downsizer clients, at some point, and it's usually early on in the relationship, where they just say to me, Bobby, you're in my hands. And that's when I know that it's working. And I'm happiest when that happens sooner. If it doesn't happen soon, there could be an issue that I have to sort of figure out that isn't working, and then I work really hard to solve that. Once I hear, Bobby, we're in your hands, just tell us what you want to do or what we have to do. As soon as I hear that, that's when I know that we're good. I have their trust. Everything is working really, really well. Now, there's so much to talk about in terms of all these life experiences that downsizers are going through, and we really have to pay attention to it because as it relates to my clients, right, a lot of things could slip through the cracks because it's a very emotional time dealing with living in a house, for 30, 40 years. It's very, very emotional, and there's a lot of things to really consider, right? So my clients rely on me to sort of go through a whole checklist of things that I know that they have to focus on that they don't even know that they don't know, right? So once we start to talk and that trust comes in, that's when, Bobby, we're in your hands and we start to go through all of those items to get all their ducks in a row. Now, unfortunately, sometimes the homeowner has deceased and I'm really dealing with family members. Most of the time, those family members are out of state. If they're in state, we could meet personally, go to the home, and talk about that. A lot of times it's out of state, which is, for us, a little bit more of a heavy lift, but we enjoy that because we feel like we're really taking care of everything. Keys are sent to us. We go into the house. We, obviously we could Zoom or other forms of interaction digitally with our family members of our clients who are also our clients. And we, talk about all these things through Zoom, but then they have to give us permission and authority to go into the house. And, we take care of, certainly the family members eventually come in, but they may have to go back for their families, their lives, their kids, their jobs, whatever it is. So they rely on us to take care of all of the belongings inside the house, apartment, make sure that it's safe, right? We arrange for whether it's tag sales or estate sales or having companies that come in to sort of take care of all that stuff. So we become stewards of the family estate, which I love. When a family really relies on you that much and gives you that much trust and control over what's happening, because of my experience, and, I'm mature in my own sense. I'm 53 years old. I'm not a 25 or 30-year-old broker now. For me, right, I love helping people. I have the experience I have. I feel like I'm, dad or, junior grandpa taking care of someone else's family. That's just, for me, it's so rewarding. Like, I'm sharing that purpose with them. They're going through these life transitions and it's not fun for them. It's emotional. And for me, while, the emotions can get to me, I have to remain totally objective and I have to just stay focused on all the things that need to get done while being able to take care of the emotional needs of my client, right? So me, as the yogi, because of my meditation practice, my mindfulness, it's second nature to me to be able to have that patience. Yet, at the flip of a coin, I could turn and negotiate, a sale of this or deal with something else, right? Being dynamic, of knowing who your audience is and being able to talk to different levels of audiences, from 1 second to the next, being able to turn here, turn there, whatever it may be, to be able to deal with whatever it is and always be able to tune in, tune out to those type of situations. I actually find, and I've been told that I'm really, really good at that. I'm able to come in and out of situations, know who my audience is, being able to talk with them, deal with a situation, then go deal with something else 2 seconds later, and people are like, how'd you do that? But that's just a lot of practice because of my career for the last 2 decades at a very, very high level as an investor, negotiating investments, contracts, purchase and sale agreements, JV agreements, loan documents, at a very high level, very sophisticated on Wall Street, using all of that experience from a financial engineering acquisition mentality and mindset, and just using those skills to be able to, translate that into working with people on probably the most important decisions of their life, but using the skills that I've learned to be able to do that is, for me, it's very rewarding. For me, it's like a full circle type of thing because I've been able to use those experience, use that education and expertise, and apply it to something totally different, right? I feel like I've learned, I've come a long way. I'm sitting in my cockpit. I get to do that every day and really positively affect someone's life and a family's life. That's really, really important to me. And that like swells my heart, right? That's where the passion kicks in to what I'm doing, why I'm so happy, doing what I'm doing every day is because of that. And because I've found my tribe, which is Downsizers. And I'm very happy for that. Now, as it relates to the real estate, what's really important to me, again, because of my experience, is that once I start working with my clients and they hear me talk and explain things about real estate, like as I said before, they say to me, Bobby, within your hands regarding their life situation. With real estate, it's even easier, right? Where, Bobby, we're in your hands. Once I start explaining, marketing, pricing, comparables, why we're going to price it this and for what reason, and we're doing something coming soon or we're not doing it coming soon for this reason, like different strategies, different marketing techniques. Are we running Facebook ads? Are we doing Google ads? Why for this purpose? Why at this price? After I explain all the details around whatever strategy I think is going to be best for any home that we're marketing, right? My clients, when they say to me, Bobby, we're in your hands, to me, what that means, and I always qualify this because this is very important. When I'm negotiating a sale on behalf of a client, right, I already know where they want to be on price, and we've set a price accordingly. Sometimes it's lower than that, which you want to have a bidding war. Sometimes it's higher than that for a variety of reasons. Although, I'll confess, I'm not someone who prices things high, right? I price things smart at the market, or I price things typically below. There could be instances where we may be a little bit higher depending on the asset. Has to be particularly special if you're going to do that in a certain type of market, right? So there's a lot of factors, but I'm someone who likes to price typically just under market so that we get everyone's attention. And I like to negotiate with 15 people at the same time. So having bidding wars for me is routine. Very, very good at it, very successful at it. My job is to get as many people focused on it as possible, generate as many offers, and then get to the highest price. So having a lower price typically does that. In terms of when my clients say to me, Bobby, we're in your hands, for me, what that means and where I go with that conversation is when I'm negotiating, I don't like to or need to go back and forth to finalize a deal. I know where my clients are in pricing, and I handle the negotiation with the broker. If there is no broker, I'm dealing directly with the buyer. I know where my client wants to be, and I need the flexibility to have that negotiation and be transparent to get the buyer or the broker where I need them to be in pricing. For me to keep going back and forth, for me, that doesn't really work, and I don't like to work that way with my clients. During our conversations, when we're talking about pricing, because I need the flexibility to just do my thing. If I have a question or if I need their guidance on something, I will speak to my clients about that. Downsizers, especially people that are, if the homeowner is deceased, I'm dealing with family members, or a mature person who really needs my help, they're coming to me for my expertise. So it's really never a problem when I talk about pricing and how I like to handle those discussions. But none of this means that I don't report back. I don't keep them abreast of where I am in the discussions and all of that. I like to just go back and forth, handle it, and say, okay, I think I'm going to be finalizing this around this number. I just want you to know if you have any questions or if you feel differently, let me know, because it is your ultimate decision. Most 100% of my time, my clients are saying you're doing a great job. We're in your hands. Just tell us when it's done. That is music to my ears, and that's why I do what I do, to help my clients, to share the experience with them and make sure that they're doing as well as if I owned it, or as if my mom or dad or my brother and sisters own the home. As hard as I'm going to work for them, I'm going to work for any of my clients. And that's what my clients feel. And that's why they say to me, Bobby, we are in your hands.